Hello and welcome. I'm Vincent Makori. This is Africa 54. Fighters from the Nigerian-based Boko Haram militant group went on the offensive again Friday, attacking a town inside neighboring country of Niger. It is the second foreign country attacked by the terrorist group this week. Witnesses say the insurgents were later repelled by forces from Chad and Niger. Meanwhile, senior government ministers and African Union officials are meeting in the Cameroon to discuss the formation of a new force to fight Boko Haram. Now, the plan's approval is critical to getting the UN Security Council's blessing for military involvement by other African nations in the fight against Boko Haram. The African Union has authorized a force of 7,500 troops from Nigeria, Chad, Cameroon, Niger, and Benin to fight the group's militants, and is expected to seek a United Nations Security Council mandate, which could also include logistical support from other countries. The AU meeting is chaired by Cameroon's Defense Minister Edgar Alain Membengo.
We are going to work on the structure of the operation, elaborate a plan that will ensure logistical support as well as the goals we want to achieve. In general terms, will be the management of this operation that will determine the right deployment of forces on the ground, and this will be submitted by the African Union to the UN Security Council, which will confer the new force on international legitimacy, as well as the financial resources necessary for its effective operation.
Well, the AU meeting is scheduled to end on Saturday. Now, despite the ongoing violence in Nigeria's northeast, Nigeria's Council of State has decided to stick with its February 14th date for the presidential election. Here's more on the upcoming ballot in an election overview from our partner Channels Television in Lagos.
At the turn of this decade, there have been so much talk about the year 2015 and how it will determine a lot in the further existence of Nigeria. The nation is under intense pressure as it is confronted with a critical general elections which is due in another few days. The 2015 elections will be the fifth since the return to civilian rule in 1999. With just few days away, several controversies continue to belabor the smooth conduct. One major worry is the security situation in the country, especially in some states of the northeastern region where Boko Haram insurgency has continued to torment. The big question is, just how will the electoral umpire conduct elections in this area, considering the bombardments from the insurgents and the constant repellents by the state forces? The European Election Observer Group has sworn not to deploy any of their men to these areas. Ironically, amidst all the troubles in the region, the Northeast has second largest collection rate of voter cards, even more than the Southwest region, which has the largest voting population in Nigeria's South. Fighting electoral fraud and malpractices has led the umpire into cleaning up the register and insisting on the use of biometric-enabled system for the elections. Millions of Nigerians now complain that they have not collected their cards, the fear of being disenfranchised.
Not more than 90 days before.
The National Security Advisor was recently at the Chatham House in London, where he asked for the postponement of the polls. His reason is that millions of Nigerians are still not with their voter cards.
Look at the possibility of shifting this thing and doing it when everybody has a card.
Up to the 13th of February.
The head of the Electoral Commission, Professor Atairu Jega, disagrees with that opinion and has given an extension of dates for collection.
We are doing everything possible to ensure that before the end of this month, all the cards have been produced and made available for people to collect.
The opposition party says they smell a rat and would not accept any shift in the dates of the polls.
For us, the February 14th and 20th dates for the elections are sacrosanct as the handover date of May 29th, 2015.
Nigeria is at a crossroad, a very critical time in the history of the largest black nation in the world. How the country paddles its way through the murky waters of politics in the coming days becomes a game of wait and see. Sheung Okimbaloye reporting for Channels Television News.
Well, a group of influential Nigerian leaders agree with the council and says the presidential and parliamentary elections should go on February the 14th as planned, despite concerns about the country's readiness for that vote.
Issues of the fact that 7 days to election, about 34% of Nigerians still cannot access the permanent voters card, because a major issue that was discussed, issue of state of preparedness of security agencies to conduct elections nationwide.
Well, the Nigerian electoral body, INEC, has indicated it may extend the deadline for the distribution of voter ID cards for its upcoming presidential election beyond next Sunday, but no consideration was being given to delaying the election itself.